Picture this. It's 3:07 a.m. You're staring at the ceiling, your eyes wide open, and your brain is running a horror movie marathon about money. What if the car breaks down tomorrow? What if your laptop dies? What if your boss calls you into the office and says, "We need to talk"? What if one emergency wipes out everything? Now let me ask you something powerful. What if I told you there's one simple milestone that can silence 80% of those fears almost overnight? And it's not $1 million. It's not even $100,000. It's $10,000. Welcome to Mindset Millionaire, where we don't just talk about money, we talk about the psychology behind money. Because real wealth starts in the mind before it ever hits your bank account. And today, I'm going to show you why your first $10,000 is the most life-changing money you'll ever save. Most people think financial success is about income. They believe once they make more, everything will magically fall into place. But look around. There are people earning six figures who still panic when their credit card bill shows up. And then there are people earning average salaries who sleep peacefully at night. What's the difference? It's not how much they make. It's how much breathing room they have. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, every decision feels dangerous. At the grocery store, you're calculating the difference between generic and branded products like your life depends on it. When friends invite you out, you pretend you're busy, because $30 for dinner could throw off your entire week. A small check engine light feels like a financial death sentence. You're not planning your future. You're surviving your present. But something incredible happens when you hit $10,000 in savings. You don't suddenly become rich. You don't start buying luxury watches or booking first-class flights. In fact, most people don't change their lifestyle at all. The transformation is psychological, it's subtle, and it's powerful. The first thing that changes is your relationship with risk. When you have zero savings, every move feels like walking on thin ice. Asking for a raise feels scary. Switching jobs feels reckless. Investing in yourself feels irresponsible. But with $10,000 sitting quietly in your account, you start thinking differently. You're not desperate anymore. You're strategic. You walk into meetings differently. You negotiate differently. You carry yourself differently. Because you know you're not one mistake away from financial collapse. And here's the science behind it. Financial insecurity increases cortisol, the stress hormone. Chronic stress affects your sleep, your patience, your productivity, even your relationships. But when you build a financial cushion, your nervous system relaxes. You're no longer in constant fight or flight mode. That shift alone can improve your performance at work, your focus, and your long-term decision-making. Think about a simple scenario. Your car needs a $1,200 repair. If you have no savings, panic hits instantly. Credit cards, borrowing money, rearranging bills. But if you have $10,000 saved, it's inconvenient, yes, but it's manageable. The emotional difference between panic and inconvenience changes everything. Here's what most people misunderstand. The power of $10,000 isn't in spending it. It's in knowing it's there. It's the confidence of having options. Options are everything. Maybe there's a $2,000 certification that could increase your salary by $8,000 a year. Without savings, you hesitate. With savings, you invest. Maybe you discover a better apartment in a safer area. Maybe you finally start that small side business. The money becomes a launchpad, not just a safety net. And here's a truth most people ignore. Saving your first $10,000 is less about math and more about identity. The hardest part isn't the amount. It's becoming the kind of person who saves. Most people treat saving like a temporary diet. They cut everything, feel miserable, then quit. But the ones who reach $10,000 make a mindset shift. They don't say, "I'm trying to save." They say, "I am someone who saves." That identity changes daily behavior. You start noticing wasteful spending. You become intentional. You think long-term. And once the habit forms, it gets easier. The first $1,000 feels impossible. The second comes faster. By $5,000, you start believing $10,000 is inevitable. Mathematically, $10,000 covers most emergencies people face. Car repairs, medical bills, temporary job loss. It creates a buffer that keeps small problems from becoming life-destroying crises. And once you're no longer constantly recovering from financial setbacks, you can finally build forward momentum. There's also something called decision fatigue. Every day, when money is tight, you burn mental energy making survival decisions. Can I afford this? Should I skip that? Is this too expensive? Hundreds of tiny calculations drain your brain. But when you have savings, most of those decisions disappear. You choose based on preference, not fear. That mental freedom is priceless. And here's something that might surprise you. The person with $10,000 saved is often closer to financial independence than someone earning double their salary with zero savings. Because wealth isn't built by earning alone. It's built by keeping and growing. You probably know someone who makes great money but has nothing to show for it. Lifestyle inflation eats their income. Meanwhile, someone else earning modestly builds savings steadily and sleeps peacefully. The difference isn't luck, it's discipline and mindset. Now let's be honest. If you're starting at zero, $10,000 sounds massive. But you don't need to save it overnight. Start with $50. Start with $100. Consistency beats intensity. Redirect small amounts. Reduce unnecessary spending. Increase income slowly. Progress compounds. And here's the truth that will change your life. The version of you who saves $10,000 is more powerful than the $10,000 itself. Because once you prove to yourself that you can do it, your confidence expands. You start aiming for $20,000. Then investments. Then assets. Momentum builds. On Mindset Millionaire, we believe money follows identity. And your first $10,000 is proof that you've upgraded your identity. It won't make you rich overnight. But it will give you breathing room. And breathing room allows clarity. Clarity allows strategy. Strategy builds wealth. So if you're tired of 3 a.m. anxiety, if you're tired of living in financial defense mode, if you're ready to step into control instead of chaos, start today. Start small. Stay consistent. Become the person who saves. And if this message shifted your perspective even a little, hit that subscribe button and join the Mindset Millionaire community. Because here, we don't chase money. We build the mindset that attracts it. Your first $10,000 isn't just a number. It's your freedom fund. And it starts now.